Hoff, what's up, dude? What's up, buddy? Good to meet you. It's going really well, man. Super well. I am pooped. It's been a big day. It's been a busy day, but I am, dude, like I just told my sister, like as soon as I start talking about the market, I just get all pumped up. So I was like, I need to chill for a minute because I know as soon as I go into this and I start looking at charts, I'm just gonna get jacked up again. I love it, dude. I'm so pumped to meet you and to talk about this stuff. Just turn my volume up a little bit. All right, bro. So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with you. What are your goals? Tell me where you've kind of been struggling and how I can help you out. Ugh, smart. I hear you. I see. Nice. Yeah, yeah. In terms of like stop placement, like, or it just doesn't happen often. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. 100%. Totally get that. So, I guess the question would be, have you fleshed that strategy out and traded it and back traded it enough to, okay, this is how I do it. I get in preemptively, and this is my win rate when I do that. Have you done that? Okay. Oh, I see. Doesn't hold. Yep, I got you. I think I might have heard you say like all strategies, it's about a 50% win rate. Did you say that? Not true. Nope. My win rate's 75%. Yeah, bro. But I say that not to like, oh, my win rate's super high because I don't get into that many trades. And my win rate, my RR is like 2 to 1. It's not crazy. But I say that because I used to think that too. Like the best I can do is 50%. That wasn't good enough for me. Like it just wasn't good enough. Like if you have like a big account and you're doing the same strategy over and over again and you've taken 200 back trades with this strategy on the same ticker and you're like, "Okay, I only need to win 50% of the time and my win rate my risk reward is going to be like 1.5 to 1." Then yeah, over the course of 200 trades, you trust the math, you're going to make that money. But dude, if you have the time to really drill down and like get super good at seeing support and resistance and understand things, like 50% is not a good win rate, dude, in my opinion. Unless you're taking like, oh, I'm sorry, Suki. Unless you're taking trades that are like pennant breakouts that have like a 4 to 1 R and R, then yeah, okay, like a lower win rate makes sense because literally you're actually gambling. Is it going to pop out of this and go higher or lower? So you literally are betting it all on black like every time you play one of those. But that's not the only way to trade. So I just wanted to say that to kind of recalibrate your expectation so that you know that there are ways to stack the odds in your favor. You have to kind of be picky. You have to be really picky. You have to have like high standards and you have to have discipline. But it sounds like you have all that stuff just from how willing, because I heard you talk about how you use the EMA strategy and how patient you are. You don't mind waiting for everything to set up nicely. And that's awesome, dude, because one of the hardest things to get yourself to stop doing is chasing. And I'm not hearing it sound like you really do that. Like I'm hearing you say like I'm cool playing pyramids. I'm cool just waiting to get filled on stuff. I'm cool waiting for the crossover. So that's awesome, dude. So kudos for that. Psychologically, you already have a big edge up. So cool. Exactly, dude. So are you I from what it sounds like it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like you're seeing the candle forming. You're like, oh, this looks like it's gonna cross, and then you market order in. Interesting. Huh. Dude, why don't you share your screen? I gave you permission, and then just kind of walk me through some of what you've been doing on Facebook. Because obviously I know an EMA cross, but like I want to see how you're looking at it, what you see, the kind of trades that you're taking. Noise. Yeah. Yeah, I see your option calculator thing. Good for you. Nice. Bro, if you don't already, you should get the desktop app for TradingView. It's so nice. It's the same thing. It's just quicker and it's all in its own little thing. So you can just click on it and bring it up. You don't have to play around with the tabs and stuff like that. It's just nicer. Yeah. And the screen, it gets bigger too. It's a lot nicer. And do you always have extended hours on when you're doing this? Interesting. Oh, I see. I remember you telling me about that. Right. Hmm. Bro, that seems like such a dicey way to trade, man. That seems so dicey, especially with options. Dang, bro. Interesting, dude. Let's go look at some more. Mm. Do you find yourself that you get in usually within the first few candles when you do find a setup? Hmm. Wait, right here? Sorry. So how, I don't understand how you're getting in. Like, how are you like as this candle's forming? Like, what are you doing in behind the scenes? I guess I don't understand how you're getting in. Like, how are you? Because like this candle's going like while it's forming. Like they don't just like slowly creep up. Like it's going all over the place. So how are you like as this thing's forming in this little window of time? Plus, you're doing options, bro. Like, how are you getting in on time? I don't understand. Like, you got to do that math, then you got to like put the order on, and like, I mean, Facebook, I'm sure is pretty liquid with options, but like dude, they move so weird. Like this seems crazy to me. I'll be straight up with you. Oh, because it's like going sideways. I see. And you don't have a ton of problem with like slippage or like your stops being like wonky and not getting filled right. Like it usually works pretty good. Yeah. Bro, this is crazy. I would never thought about trading this way. I mean, it's cool that it works. But this to me, dude, this is giving me an anxiety attack. Dude. Oh, it can be so much easier than this. Please. If it does end up crossing, you mean? I see. But every time, so you're saying like almost every time that you time this thing right and you get in and it does end up actually crossing, it just goes. Well, that's a pretty cool thing to have stumbled upon. That's pretty cool. Hmm. All right. So, dude, a couple things. I mean, so first and foremost, this is super cool. Like the fact that you're like this works so often is like it blows my mind. I would never ever think to trade this way. So wait a sec. Let's see what happens when you have extended hours off. Let's see the same thing but with extended hours off. So go back to that setup we were just on. So I think it was like let me draw it real fast just so that it doesn't go away. So it was right here, right? It was this candle, this one. Right, they changed. So I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah, they just changed that. That was kind of weird. Like, why'd they do that? Huh. What the hell candle was that? I guess we should have seen what time it was. It was, where the hell did it go? Ah, this one, right? No, this was the first one we looked at, but yeah, 10:15. Wait, which one is which? It, the green and the blue? Hmm. Right here. So I think you would have had a chance then. Wait, click your click your little back trading thing and then click on this candle so that this candle goes away so we can see what the EMAs looked like before that candle formed. No, no, not. Yeah, it's cool. Just click the next one. Just click one more candle over. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, so to your point, the EMAs probably didn't cross until that next big candle already formed. So you would have, because like, look how far away they are right now. Uh-huh. That's so interesting. Exact. It would have been. I trade these enough to know how the EMAs react, and yeah, like they just crossed because price is all the way up here. So yeah, you would have been late on it. Well, here's the problem with this, dude. This is the problem. The problem is you can't back trade it. So you'll never know if like you'll never be consistent with it because you can't back trade it. You just can't. There's no way to do it unless you use Thinkorswim, which sucks for back trading. It's so bad, dude. So like honestly, your options are trade the shit out of this on 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 Thinkorswim, think back, and like drive yourself bananas for like 8 years, or like, I mean, dude, honestly, like, and on one another thing too. This keeps you glued to Facebook. Like, yeah. So okay, so zoom out real fast. Let's just look at this one. Let me show you what I see. Okay. Um, hold on. I think there's some kind of way I could probably take control of your screen. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So what I see is zoom out just like a scroll wheel, and then grab this thing and like pull it down some over here on the price bar. Perfect. Now like, dude, hold on. Let me just share my screen. What are we doing? Yeah, you got to end your share, and then I'll start mine. Okay, where the heck am I? Right here. Desktop one. Okay, share, and now turning view. Okay, get this shit out of the way. Facebook, November 24th at 10:15. Right? Is Facebook even on my list anymore? Nope, it's dead to me. November 24th, 10:15. Okay, whatever. It's good enough. Just get all this shit out of here. Okay, so we're kind of in a range, blah, 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 blah. We've kind of been consolidating for a day. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the way I see this is I'm actually expecting this. So it kind of gaps down into support, right? So this move to me looks like right off the jump, it kind of put the bottom in already. I wouldn't expect a new low of day based on this candle. And honestly, that's just from like I don't even know. Like I just see it and I would not expect a new low of day because of this candle. Because it's just so compressed and it's already on top of all this shit and this candle's already so big and RSI is already low. So like right off the jump, if I'm playing this, I'm expecting something like trade up to here, reclaim this stuff, do something and then move up into here. That's what I'm expecting. So if we were to, and I have the 10 and 20 and the 105 EMA, that's what I use. So let's see. Yeah, this is the 105 and then 10 and 20. 10's green, 20's red. So let's see what happens. Okay. So now I'm actually thinking it's possible. It's possible to maybe trade down into here, maybe here. And the reason I say that is because this is kind of pulling back into these moving averages. So if one wanted to, I wouldn't, but I could see why one might set up a trade on this retest like this and try to get it to trade down like here, make a new low or something like that. And the reason I say that one could do that is because look at what we have going in our favor to the short side. We have these moving averages coming down. They're going to start pressing on all this stuff soon. And then we have all this kind of resistance. This level just failed. This level failed. We got to close below. It's now coming up to retest this level that it failed. The reason I wouldn't take this short is because there just doesn't seem like a ton of room. I mean, it just doesn't. And I think that just comes from a trained eye. Because we kind of have, I'll show you examples of what it looks like when there's plenty of room. But for me, this is kind of gapping into a pivot. So like, yeah, it could break lower, but this isn't one I'd get in on a retest. This would need to show me that it's going to fail. So this is one that I would play, and we'll get to how this ties into your strategy in a sec. But this is one that I would play like this. Because if it fails this level, now it has some room down into here. Because this pivot needs to fail. And if its pivot fails, look where it goes next. Look where it goes next. See how this is kind of like this? See how there's like a pivot here, pivot here, pivot here, pivot here, pivot here, pivot here. See how this like is kind of a defined range? How this pivots right here? How there's just like this little defined range, this little pocket of stuff in here. Do you see that? Does that make sense? So if I want this, so for this trade to work down to, this is where the range has been defined. So if we're pressing into the top end of this range, I need to see it. That's if you trigger me in because you're breaking this range, so be it, because now there's nowhere else for you to go because you've entered this range. But I haven't seen us, what I've seen is that we hit this and we bounce just like we should because this is its own defined range. So that's why I'm not looking for a short on this one, on a retest. I'm looking for it to show me. I'm looking for it to fail this level because then I know it should come down to here because this was the retest of this level. So if it fails, now it can retest this level, but it already retested this one. And if it failed, then it's going to go lower. So how does that tie into your strategy? Well, let's take a look because you're going to like this. Which candle did you get on? 10:15. Should be getting close. Okay. So, if this thing is gonna go lower, it needs to happen pretty GD soon. So like now I could see, now something like this kind of starts to make sense because now I can get an R and some change just down to like just if this pivots. If this pivots and then retests and falls down, now my risk reward is actually okay. And if it fails again, now I'm looking at like 3R. Well, 2.3, whatever. That's cool for me. But like I said, I probably wouldn't take it. This is looking better to me, but the fact that it already reclaimed these little EMAs, I would have wanted to be in already. And I wouldn't have wanted to be in here because I wanted to retest like the middle of this range. See how this is like a range? I don't care for it to retest down here. I want it to get up into the meat of this stuff. So, but the fact that the EMAs are already up here and curling when it gets to that point is telling me I don't want to short this. Like if I was going to short it, then these would not basically not need to exist. This whole range would have needed to look something like this, a little flatter. So like imagine if these don't exist and it's just like rigidly staying in this little box. If it fails then, okay, then this hammer, this inverse hammer wick would have got me in. And then I would have had a chance because my stop's up here. I would have had a chance to then if the trade actually goes on to not work, I should have a chance to get out break even on a pivot retest to go higher. So I only trade shares. hmm And I never really have a buying power issue, really. I don't trade Facebook that much. Would this be a buying power issue for me? 425, 425 x 340, let's say. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take this trade, but you could. You could. But anyhow, that's what I mean. I don't trade Facebook pretty much, I guess for that reason. That's probably why I took it off my list because I was like, okay, I'm setting up good trades and I can't get into them. Oh, I got beat on one the other day from buying power. I was pissed off. All right, let's keep messing with this. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so that's the retest that I would have been able to get out, break even, had that thing gone against me. So if say I did short this, if I see this candle come in, bro, I'm trailing my stop right away because now this is looking like this. Now this is looking like a bullish S curve. You see that? So let's see what happens. Now I'm not taking any trade yet. I'm just interpreting the chart as I see it. I don't see anything that tells me to get into a trade yet. Because right now, what I see was the only trade I was looking at was okay, this just failed this level. So I had a short bias. But I was coming into this range. So like we talked about, I was only interested in taking a short trade here at a break below this candle. So now that it's pulling back into this, I'm not interested. I decided I wasn't interested based on the way that this looked first thing in the day. So now, okay, price is coming back into this. I'm just looking at this point. Honestly, this ticker would have been off I wouldn't even be looking at it anymore. But just to show you this is a bull S curve all day long because this is retesting this level. Like that's what this is. It just reclaimed this. It didn't reclaim it all the way, but this is bullish to me. I still wouldn't get in, but one could easily make a case for a trade like this, and it would make so much sense. One could easily make a case for this trade. I wouldn't take it, but let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. Now it's obvious what's going on here. It's obvious that all this shit, like the Bulls are in control. It's obvious. So here's that range, right? I mean, I don't really even care about this stuff as much now. I care more about this because the thing about day trading, especially day trading like a 5 minute chart, like yeah, like all this stuff matters, but like these are the people that are in this trade right now. Like when this gets closed above, it's all these people that are immediately like pissed. It's not like these people over here, these people like these things count for pivots, but when we're talking about sentiment intraday based on one candle, like this candle's taking all this shit out. So this is what I'm more like worried about. Now, where will it trade up into? Now I start to look, okay, where's the next pivot level? Like here's some resistance here. Like that looks pretty decent to me. And like the fact that all this stuff is all in the same place over the course of like 2 weeks, a month, just makes it even stronger to me. So like when I'm looking for like where could I put a target, like here's a place. Where's another place? Like somewhere like this, probably. But we're already kind of like there. So but I like this candle because this thing is saying, bro, I just killed all this. And it closed shaved top. Like, come on, dude. So what I'm saying is I don't even care about this thing. Like when I see this EMA cross, this isn't the same thing as like this EMA cross. Like this is an EMA cross that's like, okay, that's cool that it's an EMA cross, but I could turn the EMAs off and still say, okay, this candle just took all this shit out using nothing but support and resistance. I don't give a damn what those EMAs are doing. I know that price should come down and retest all this shit that it just closed above. And since all this stuff didn't work, like it didn't work. This was the bearish move. Gap down, retest, go lower. It didn't work. So now all this, price should not come back down here. It shouldn't come back down here. So that's to me I love that shit because now I am confident I can put a stop down there. Because if it was going to work, it would have worked. It didn't work. Not only did it not work, but then this guy came into the party and was like, bro, it's not working. We're going the opposite direction. We're not trading sideways. We're making a move. So the way I look at charts is I look for shit like this. When has a level been reclaimed with strength to the upside or the downside? And tight little, I love tight little pockets of like support, like these little ranges. I love this because when I get this now look at this. I know it should retest this stuff. It should. Do I get missed by pennies like almost every day? Every day. Almost every day. But when I get triggered in, it's like a perfect entry. So, like, dude, the fact that this pivot is right here and you have all these little pivots, like, bro, this is such solid stop protection. And, like, the next real layer, like, look how this is already kind of interacting with this stuff, this candle. So, like, okay, it's going to bump its head, and that's cool because it's going to trigger me in and it's going to give me a chance to trade up higher. Now, I'm not, like, obsessed with the RR on this trade. And I don't trade Facebook that much, so I don't know how it moves. But just based on what I'm seeing right here, like I'll take this trade. Let's see. See what happens. Okay, now I'd take my order off. I would take my order off because we are hitting this pocket. See this? See this little pocket? See how we had this line here the whole time? We're hitting this pocket, and what we have is called a volume anomaly. We have this big ass volume, which is bigger than this volume. Keep in mind. Look at this little candle versus, this big ass son bitch. So, do you see how there's something here that's like, hey, something's weird. Something's going on here. This doesn't make sense. Why is this volume bar on this puny little candle so much bigger than this volume bar on this monstrous candle that just was supposed to be the one that changed the momentum? So does this ticker go higher? Maybe, but I'm not interested anymore because that's weird. So when I see something weird, I don't touch it. Now I don't know what it is. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's got a wick. It's got an upper wick at that level of resistance, which is like perfect, almost to the penny, plus that volume anomaly. So that's what it's these little things that add up that make shit strong. So the fact that we had this move, it reclaimed this. I wanted immediately I wanted to get a retest, maybe one or two inside candles with a wick that got me in, and then I wanted to go higher. Right now though, all this momentum that was making us pumped up about getting into this trade bullish is now, oh shit, is now gone from one candle. This little guy. It's done. Could the trade come back down and go higher? Absolutely. But I don't want to take part in it. So let's see what happens. Think we would have been in? Yeah, it goes higher. Let me put that drawing back up. But dude, you see how cool it is holding these lines we drew? It would have missed us by a few cents, but I still wouldn't have taken it based on this candle. And cool, go ahead, go without me and get to 1.23 Rs. Cool. I don't give a shit about 123 Rs. And it would have taken from 11 o'clock to 1, that's like what, 2.5 hours? Why in the hell would I be in a trade for 2.5 hours to make 1.23 Rs when I can make 1 R in like 10 minutes and like 1.6 in like an hour? And it's not like there's just like if this were a short trade and there was nothing below us at all, then I may not care so much about a weird little candle like this. But to the bull side, dude, this shit is just so much more So much more powerful. These little volume anomalies and these little wicks and stuff to the short side because bulls are scared to like lose money. I mean, everyone's scared to lose money, but like I feel like from a bullish perspective, it's just a little dicier. It's harder to move price up than down, in my opinion. But this is basically the kind of shit that I look for. I look for a level to get broken above, and then I try to get in on a retest, and I manage my trades like when I look for shit like this, and if I see shit like that, I get out. I take the order off, or I get out. Like if we would have got triggered in, and then I saw this candle like three candles later, I'd immediately got out. I wouldn't have held for more. I would have immediately trailed my stop right underneath it. Immediately, 100%, no doubt. And I'll show you why. That was my trade. Oh, I just took one the other day. What the hell is it? Yeah, I never use extended hours. Everything's done on the 5 for me. Unless, so like here's a good example. On Invite, you see how I have no reference of where the hell price, because it's just, we haven't been here in how long? So I have no reference at all. Like no idea. Like if it breaks this level, like where's it going to go? I have no clue. I'll look at the daily chart and see where I'm at. So now I look at the daily chart and I'm like, okay, that's the strongest candle ever. And it's coming right into the support. So I'm not really looking for a short, but if I see intraday, if I see something like, and this is kind of far away, but say I see something like we trade down into here and now we're consolidating here and the EMAs are coming down and pushing it down like this. Turn this bad boys back on. So say this comes down here and now all this shit's down here like this. I'm looking, okay, because now I know from the daily chart, it's the same thing. It's all fractal. I'm doing the same shit. See this range I drew, this little range. What the hell, this goddamn pen tool. So I know, look where price is right now. It's sitting on the top end of this range. If this breaks, it should come to the bottom of the range. So if I see price, like I said, kind of consolidating, oh shit. What would be beautiful, dude? This is the type of shit that I take. These are my favorite. What would be beautiful is if, say, tomorrow we come down and whatever, we trade sideways like this all day long. Whatever. We come up here, we do this, blah, 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 blah. And then all the moving averages are now like this, all these EMAs. And then we get a big red candle that closes below all that shit. Bro, this is my trade. This is my trade. Retest, stop. This is it. It's coming down to the bottom of that range. That's my trade. Those are the trades I take. 75% win rate, 2-to-1 RR every fucking time. Works like a charm. Because there's nothing stopping it. So like when I see a day, like a flat day like this with the EMAs pressed, that to me is saying, okay, if it pops above and holds, I'm getting in on the retest long. So see how there's like nothing until up here? Like, yeah, you have this shit, but this is a horizontal level. This means more to me than this one day of like slow grind diagonal stuff. Does that make sense? So if we get this consolidation day and then we get a pop and it closes strong, same thing as the bear side. I'm getting in on the retest of all this shit. If it had nice volume, I'm getting in on the retest of all this and I'm taking it up until this because there's nothing in its way. Same thing to the short side. If it pops down, I'm getting in on a retest and there's nothing in its way. So for me, it's about putting more shit in between my stop and my entry than my target and my entry. If there's less shit in the way of my target, and there's more shit in the way of my stop, it's a good trade for me. So let's look at some examples. Any questions? These are my tickers, right? So this is what I trade every single day. These tickers, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. This is what I trade. I mean, I say that like every couple weeks or whatever, I'll look at a new ticker and back trade and play around with it a little bit. But like for the most part, the majorities these stay the same, and I'll add like one or two here or there and like keep it around for a little bit. And if I like it, cool. If I don't, I get rid of it. I back trade them first. But what I'm looking for, so I had these ones at the top of my list today. So let's see what I was looking at pre-market today. I think I No, nope, 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 nope. I don't look at shit. I literally don't do anything. I get to my computer at like 9:15. I pull up the charts. I go through this list, and this is what I saw today on Path. So, what did we just talk about? We talked about how if we have this like sideways day, um, if we have this like sideways consolidation day, we have the EMAs kind of pressed. I don't like this, but we'll talk about that in a second because that's the close candle. So, what I'm looking for, what I said to myself this morning was, okay, I want a hammer, a strong hammer to wick through here, have a little bit of an upper wick, and close like this with volume. That's what I want. If I get that, I will get in here with a stop here, maybe here, somewhere down here. That's it. That's all I want out of this chart. Because if I get a big pop, now I already ate up half of this move, kind of. The same way that you look at the EMA things. If I get too big a pop, I already ate too much of the move. So let's see what I got. I took one trade today. Let me check my Thinkorswim and see what it was on. On JD, I lost $77. I'll show you. So this, I think I liked this. This is why I had it. Yeah, because I got basically what I wanted. It wasn't perfect. I didn't like. I don't think I liked how it didn't close above this, and I think I was already like more stoked on JD, so I kind of just was focusing on this. But how one oh no, what did I do? Path. Am I still there? So how you could set this up. This is a perfect example of how to manage a trade early. So, okay, I got what I asked for, right? Suki! Sorry, my dog was trying to dig a hole in the carpet. So, okay, I got exactly what I asked for. I have plenty of room. Stop! I have plenty of. Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah, yes. I just take that for granted, but yeah. For me, yes. I mean, in short, yeah. I like the way that it comes down and interacts with this entire, like the majority of this range, and then gets bought up. I like that because that's like because if you're seeing this candle form in real time, you see a gap up, right? It opened here actually. It opened here at the top of this range, traded all the way down, and then it got bought up. So it closed all the way up here above this moving average. I would have liked it would have been almost a 10 out of okay, so this is what a 10 out of 10 looks like. If this moving average is if this 105 is like down here and this volume is huge and this volume doesn't look like this big because this is too big. This is weird. I don't like how remember we just talked about this is a volume anomaly. I don't like this big ass volume in this little ass candle. And people say, yeah, well, dude, it's the last candle of the day. It always has big volume. Okay. Is this volume as big as that one? No. So this is, even though the last candle of the day has relatively large volume, relative to last candle of the day volume, this is still big, abnormally big. So I don't like that. Personally, I don't like that. It would be a lot better. Like say this volume bar wasn't say it was just this big. Say it was just as big as this. And then this hammer was that big. Do you see how much stronger that makes that hammer? Does that make sense? Do you get that? Do you understand that? The fact of the matter is this, my friend. The fact of the matter is this. This candle is smaller than almost any candle on this entire day, and that volume is basically almost the entire day. So we don't know what the hell that thing is. That's the honest to God truth. We have no idea why that volume bar is that big on that tiny candle. So if I don't know why, then I don't have an edge. I'm guessing. I'm putting dice on a table. I don't know. I like to know. I like to have a good idea. And if this volume bar is tiny, if this volume bar is like this size, and then this hammer has this volume, now I know what's going on for a fact. I know exactly what's going on. What's going on is they thought this thing was going to go lower. Bears are piling in to take it lower. This many bears, which, as we already talked about, is an insane amount of people getting in. And on one candle, because the first candle of the day is different than the last candle of the day. The first candle of the day is usually real volume. The last candle of the day is weird market makers, orders getting printed late. It's weird shit. Nobody knows what's happening. The first candle of the day, that's people piling into that shit. So if I got that volume with this candle, bro, if you don't put your money in that trade, we can't be friends. But we didn't get that volume. So it's not as strong. But I'm telling you what a 10 would look like. A 10 is with this setup, is this EMA is a little tighter. It closes all the way up. I mean, it closed above, but I'd like to see the whole body above. And then this volume would be, I mean, the volume could honestly be that big if this volume wasn't such a weird, huge thing that makes no sense. So, but this trade's still like an 8. This trade's still like a 7. Oh shit, I did it again. Still like a 7 or an 8. Still a good trade. So I think I probably would have set this up. So I'd have set it up like this. And the reason, so a lot of people be like, okay, well, you put your entry above the hammer and blah 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 blah. Like, dude, to me, why? It makes no sense. How often do you see a hammer just? It doesn't happen, dude. There's always a retest. Especially, it's different than like a bottoming hammer that's like creating like a V bottom. Like we trade down, huge hammer, and then it goes higher. It's not like that. This is an opening, like people are gearing up for the day. This candle comes in, it's interacting with this entire zone of support. It's gonna retest this shit, bro. And if it doesn't, so be it. It goes without me. But look how much better my risk reward is down here. So I actually would have taken it like up here, like this. And do I get missed on these trades? All the time. But not that often, honestly. And if I like getting in down here gives me a chance to not lose a full R. And I'll show you exactly how. Okay, we're not in. We are in. And not only are we in, we are now immediately out. Tell me why. Look at that thing, dude. That thing sucks. If I'm a bull and I see this candle after all the sentiment I just interpreted that we just talked about for 10 minutes and I see this candle, I'm out. I don't give a shit. I'm out, bro. Because this candle, if this move was going to work the way that we wanted it and expected it to, this was it. And then boom, it goes. That's it. It shouldn't dilly dally. It shouldn't do this. So when I see this candle come in, I'm not going to short it, but I'm just out of the trade long and I'm done with this ticker for the day. In fact, yeah, I'm just done for the day. And I still made money. Still made like $70. And I didn't lose. And let's see what happens. Boom, 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 boom. We would have got stopped out. I don't want to be in it. I do not want to be in it. Okay. So that's one type of setup I'll play. I love those hammers. In fact, when I'm going bullish, 9 times out of 10, I want to see this. I want to see this hammer. I'm not as pumped about the I don't know, what do you call it? Maribosu, long day, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm not as stoked on those bullish. I like it better if it trades down a little bit the day before, it kind of closes down here, and then we get a Maribosu like that. Because then I have a better place to get in on a retest. Because if it just pops out of here and does this, then in order for me to get a retest, I got to get triggered in all the way down here. I don't like that. It's too close to my stop. I don't like that. But if price if price were to trade down like this, and then I get a Maribusu, and it closes above this stuff, the sentiment's the same. I've still closed above all this stuff. Now, and especially if it has volume, because now I can use the volume and the strength of this candle as my stop. And I can use one of these levels it reclaimed as my entry. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have clear skies ahead. So like, look, that's 3R trade. If it actually set up like that, like, because this shit wouldn't be here. So like once it reclaims this, really this whole pocket, like this whole pocket of stuff in here, because remember, this doesn't exist in this scenario. So basically, it got this, it already reclaimed that, and now we have this whole pocket of nothingness has now been reclaimed by this. So when we get the retest, there's nothing else until up here. Does that make sense? I guess if you put it simply, yeah, kind of, pretty much. Um, oh, here's a nice one on Invite today that I don't think I played this. No, this is a nice setup though. This is kind of the same thing to the short side, right? But again, I'll tell you exactly why I didn't play this. This makes no goddamn sense to me at all. Even though this is so pretty, it just doesn't make any sense. You could easily have got in like this. Because here's your next pivot, right? So I want to protect my stop. I want to give it a chance. Because here's another thing about my trades. Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, something like this. I could see something like that. Whatever, that looks cool. Something like this. Looks all right. I probably wouldn't even go out to the daily chart because that just looked good to me, so I wouldn't fuss with it. So here's the thing. So say I get triggered into this trade. I get triggered in, and then it keeps trading higher. Look at my stop. See how it's protected by this pivot? So 9 times out of 10, this thing's going to do something like this, trade back down, and it's going to give me a chance to get out for less than a full R. That's why I love using these pivots like that. That's why these pivots have to be in places that make sense, that allow me to protect my stop and still get good RR. Because I don't like to lose a full R, and it's not very common that I do. In order for me to lose a full R, this trade basically has to do something super weird and just lightsaber. Pretty much. I mean, it could take 2 or 3 candles to lightsaber, but that's what needs to happen to stop me out. And if it does that, then dude, I mean, I could flip because holy shit, that's strong. I mean, I probably won't flip because once I lose an R, I'm done for the day. But one could flip. But dude, imagine if this thing had that volume. Come on, bro. You gotta take that. See what happens. Okay, I'm in. Oh my god, I'm licking my chops. This trade's gonna work. Okay, love it. Love it. Does it even come back up? It does? It does? Oh, what a heartbreaker. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I would have been trailed out break even like right here. I wouldn't have held this. Not a chance. It's cool that it worked, but no, I would have for sure after this move, I would have been like, okay, you're going to come down here and I'll stay in, or I'm going to trail break even. Boop. I would have got out break even. I wouldn't have lost a dime. I would have had a chance. Where am I at here? I'm at 1R. I might have taken that. I might have just marketed out somewhere or like trailed to here. I would have probably taken a little bit of profit. Because, like, dude, I might have even trailed to break even on this beast. Yeah, I probably would have trailed break even right there. But I wouldn't have got triggered. So then I would have been pumped, and yeah, I would have probably taken 1R. That's probably what I would have done. Because it came back down. It failed this. It shouldn't have come back up here. So when it gets back up here again, I'm expecting it to bounce. So I would have got Harry Pottered by like 2 cents and not got stopped out, and then I would have taken it at an R. I can pretty much guarantee that's what I would have done. But Yeah. So, and especially because, dude, when I see this thing, oh my God, this thing should give me more red can. I don't like this wick. I don't like this hammer. This thing should give me like two more red candles, retest this level, and then just wreck. That's what I want to see when I'm in a trade like that. And if I don't see what I want, bro, I get out. I don't lose money on it. I might not make any money, but I'm not going to lose. Let's just go through this list of these tickers I have, and I'll just walk you through these. Does that sound good? You mean this one? This support level right here? It is close. It is close. I agree with you. But the thing is, this tells me we shouldn't go higher. So the top end of this range just got rejected. So if we're not going to go higher, where are we going to go? Either sideways or lower. And with a hammer like with an inverse hammer, now granted, this volume isn't big. If this volume was that big, I guarantee you it would have roadhoused, retested, roadhouse. Guaranteed. Not a doubt in my mind. Every time. But the fact that this volume was so little is probably why some of this shenanigans went on. But what was I saying? Yeah, so this wick tells me we're not going to go higher. We shouldn't go higher. So, and the fact that it closed at the bottom end of this range already, this isn't like this candle kind of tells the whole story of this whole range. Does that make sense? Like we tested the top end of it, it didn't work. Now we're at the bottom end of it. So I want to get in on a retest because we should retest and then we should immediately go lower. And that's pretty much what happened. It just, because this volume was low, it just didn't work. I mean, it ended up working later, but like it wasn't going to go higher after this hammer. Like it's almost not like no chance. And like I said, if it does, it's going to be a super strong move. And it's not because of the RR is just it's just good. The RR is just worth it. Like those are the types of trades that's why you have the RR. It's not like we had another pivot right here. Then the RR sucks. But there's nothing there, bro. There's nothing there. So look what it did. It just shithoused all day because there's nothing stopping it. Just for shiz and gigs. Let's see. Let's see how cool this trade would have been if we stayed in it. We got in like here. Stop. Where's that pivot? Here-ish. Get some 4Rs. I mean, you never catch the bottom, but okay. Real quick, let's go to the daily and see what this is interacting with. Oh my God! Look at that candle. That is insane. But bro, look. It was resting here, and it's at the bottom of this range, and the top of this range. It's predictable, dude. It's a predictable move. That is a predictable move. In fact, had I looked at the daily chart, I might have actually held that trade. But if my aunt were a bicycle, she would have wheels. She's not, and she doesn't. Zoom. This was a great trade today. Yeah. Tell me why. Do you see this? Where is there more room? Down here. After it closes, below, like, bro, what the hell's left? It's gonna come up and retest the support it just broke, and then it's gonna go down here. It's so obvious. Like, I don't know about you, bro. Do you see how this is obvious? Like, look at this candle. Look what it closed below all of this stuff. And you have all these moving averages. Everything's here. Look how safe your stop is up here. And the next level where it's going to get to, this is the top. It never just hits here and bounces. It always comes into the range. Bro, it's the easiest trade of all time. And look where it comes up in retests. I think I actually get missed on this. Let's see what happens. Ugh, heartbreaker. Gimme. Yes, to the penny. And then, okay, that's a normal natural retest. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bam. I think it goes lower, but nice. I'm out. $1,400. And it's easy money, dude. It's like, is this a 50% chance? No way. This is so much higher than 50%. It's insane. Look how much you have in your favor. Does that make sense? Hoff, I would love nothing more than to do that. Let's get into that right now. Okay, can you do it? There you go. Cool. Okay, while you're getting this, I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Oh my god, I'm so sore. Those are amazing. I love the snowflakes. The candy canes are so cool. I love those. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna post some of those in the Slack, Chelsea. There's people in the Slack community that might love those. My sister said, "What's a Slack?" Go on, turn around. Let's go. Okay, ready? Good. Okay. Wait. That's the last candle of the day yesterday? Sorry to interrupt. Is that the last candle or the first candle of today? Yeah, yeah, I got you. I can see that. That makes sense. Let's you trade it first and let's see. Okay, what are you seeing now? Bro, are you sure that's not the first candle? That looks like such a first candle type of candle, that hammer. That just looks so crazy as the last candle of the day, doesn't it? Yeah, you're right. No, I see it. You're right. It is. Yeah, it's so weird. Okay. Wait. Just to make sure I'm with you. Now we are on the last candle of the day. This last candle. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, so let me hear what you think's gonna happen. Oh, the long and short tool, is that what you're looking for? Oh. Where the hell is that thing? I don't know. I made a favorites bar. I recommend you do the same thing. It makes it a lot easier. Oh, that's cool. Where is it? I don't. Okay. Okay. I like it. Now, if this were, if these were the first two candles of the day, bro, that setup is a 10,000 out of 10. It's a 10 million out of 10. It's the best setup in the world to take along. Entry here, stop here, zoom out. Let's see where the next level of resistance is first before we call it a 10. Yep, it's pretty much a 10. Because it's already beating the shit out of all this stuff, right? Is this where the candle is? So yeah, dude, by the time it retests, are you kidding? 168. This is amazing. Now, what I will say is the fact that it's the last two candles of yesterday, everything's invalid. Doesn't matter anymore. Because now everyone has seen it. It's not happening right now. It happened and they're looking at it like, oh, I see. Now I have a plan. Now I can strategize. Now I can position. Bears and everyone's seen it. It's not like, oh shit, this thing's breaking out right now. We need to get in here and it's going to go higher. It's like, oh, this happened yesterday. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows. There's been a whole pre-market, post-market session. So the sentiment is just not the same. It's gone. It's just gone. I guarantee you the first candle of the day does some wonky, weird shit. Let's see what happens. Oh, I see your little favorite bar. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's over. That was our move. It's over. It's all gone. So, in truth, if I'm looking at this chart in the morning and I see this, I'm not even looking at it the rest of the day. I mean, I'll look at it for fun, but I'm not trading it. Because this was a 10 out of 10 if it were the first two candles of the day. The fact that it's not, here's your move. Because everybody in post market and pre market was like, oh, this is the most amazing setup ever. Okay, let's just take it up to where it's going to go. What did I say? 168, missed by like 10 cents. Yeah, it's over. We missed it. But dude, good eye because you're spot on. It's just it's just the last two candles of the day instead of the first two. If it were the first two, perfect. 100%. You got it. You nailed it. So why don't we just so that we do this the fair way, why don't we just come over here, um come over to your Apple thing, hit the little eyeball like you know how to do because you turn these off. Hit this little eyeball. Turn all this shit off. And then you just turn that one on. Turn your volume off too. Okay. Come down here to the calendar. If this is the ticker you want to do, which I don't care, they all work. Okay. Just pick a random day, whatever. Give us a little bit more time because these don't come around like every day. So give us like 2 months or 3 months to work with, and we'll probably find like a good amount of them. But it's not something that happens every day. On it happens every day, just not on the same ticker. It's not like it's going to keep happening because you needed to consolidate and then make a move and then consolidate for this to work. Does that make sense? Okay. Now take your little back trading thing so that we can't see anything. Click the last candle of the previous day, and then turn all your shit back on, and let's do it. Yep. Oh, because the price is so far away that you'll have to zoom out and like see where it is. Yeah, drag this thing down. Yep, there we go. Oh, cool. I didn't know that little auto thing was a thing. Whatever, good enough. All right, yeah, zoom out. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Nice. Okay. So what do you see? Mhm.
That's a really cool looking set. Those nails are gonna be the best nails at the party.
She's going to Disney. She said she's gonna post in her.
I love this line. I love this line. I think this line should come up to here. You see that?
She said she's gonna post in
Do you
her
see that?
photographer
Does that make sense? Do you see why?
whenever she goes, and she's gonna show her nails.
You see this little guy and this little guy rested on this. This is like kind of like weird little moves. Like where it's really resting is like here. Does that make sense? And even these guys, they're pretty close, and there's like this little pivot here. Does that make sense? Do you see how that's kind of like? It's not like this one isn't valid. It's just price is going to hit this one first, so we need to account for what's going to happen first. Does that make sense? Okay. So I agree with you. I think these lines are decent. I think they're pretty, I mean, they're great. They're exactly where they should be. So, okay. Now let's see what the first candle is going to give us. Because none of the shit matters until we see that candle. Okay, what do you see?
No, I know I looked at them. I'm for real. I'm being real strict until Christmas. I'm not even joking. Right, Suki? Right?
She knows. I don't want all the animals in this house trying to destroy my carpet.
It's just this one down here. She didn't do that to me all night.
Bro, I'm right with you. I see it the exact same way, and I love this volume. Oh, this must be the first candle. We fucked up. Yeah, that's. Okay, well, okay, let's look at this one. What do we see now?
Sleeping up in the upstairs.
Maybe.
Because her. I just don't want the cats to be bothered.
Okay, bro, so what I'm going to tell you right now, I see why you would take that. I think I see why you would take that. Actually, tell me why you would take this, because I don't know if I do. Oh, you're looking at this. Okay. Okay. So, remember when we set these lines up, we were working with this? Remember that? Look at this candle. This candle doesn't give a shit about this, and it doesn't give a shit about this. It's already bigger than this whole goddamn thing. So, this little stop, bro, this is gonna be like less than a single candle because this is the new range. This shit's all still in play, but what I'm saying is now if it pulls back, it's gonna be up into here because look at the range of the candle. Now this pivot is the next place where this is going to pull back into. Something like this and hold here. But our resistance hasn't changed. I'm sorry, our support, which is resistance to the bear side. So what I see is this candle just told me I'm not touching this shit because I'm not going to short it because this could happen. I mean, maybe I'll look to short down here. Let's see. Scroll back out. No, I'm not touching this shit because once it gets past here, it's only going to get to here. With a tail this big, where's my RR? What am I going to play this for an R? Why? When the opening range of a candle is this big, usually what happens is Everybody that was trying to go either direction with this thing, especially, I mean, dude, this volume again is relative to this candle, it's not that big. So, what this candle, a candle of this size, tells me is the range is in. The high and the low for the day are going to be within this range. There's no edge. We're not on the edge of this going down into here. This invalidates this. We're going to trade within this range, but right away my RR is gone because here's my resistance to the short side, which is support, and here's where I would have to protect my stop. So I just have no edge, and even under this shit, there's more shit. So there's just no RR in this trade, and I'm not going to go long because am I going to get above this wick in today? I don't think so. Probably not for like a week. They don't have to. Not really. I mean, you think all these people are trapped? Is that what you're saying? Not really. I mean, yeah, they're trapped, but like, who the hell's buying up here? It's a terrible buy. So like, no, like nobody with enough money to like move the goddamn market is trapped up here. This is a shit buy, and they did. But remember, and even if it does come back to here, it probably does, bro. It probably does trade down to here. But where's RRR? Where is it? It's not good. Could we get an R? Could we squeak one out? Yeah, it would take all day and it would suck. So could the trade work? Yes. But what I'm trying to calibrate you to is there are trades that are so much better and so much easier and so much more high probability that like we'll just take those ones. And when I see a candle like this is telling me, like I just said, yeah, we could make an R, but what the fuck? Like, why? This would have been so much better. You're right. We did want it to do this. We didn't want it to do this. If it did this, neither of us would ever buy that thing. Neither of us would, because it already just roadhoused. Where are you going to get in? I guess maybe down here or something, and it could go higher. But I mean, it's sold off. Like we're not buying it up here. We're looking for a pullback. So when it pulls back in the same candle, it invalidates. It's just, it's just a shit trade now, and you have no room. Could it? Could it trade down here, consolidate? Let's see, zoom back out. Could it trade down to here, consolidate, and then make a move down into here, into here? Absolutely. It's not my style. I wouldn't play it. Doesn't make any sense. The candle's too big. Relative to all this other shit, it just doesn't make any sense. Let's see what happens. Let's see what would happen. I will never play the first 5 minute candle. The first 5 minute candle tells me basically all I need to know for the day. Almost. Almost everything. Because I'm already looking for it. Does that make sense? Like if I just pull up a random chart and I see the first candle of the day, I maybe not know what the hell's going to go on. Yeah, let's see what happens. No, this is a decent little retest. It might go higher based on what I'm seeing right now with this retest, but the odds are not in our favor. I mean, I wouldn't put money on this trade because I'm not sure what's going to happen. This is weird. Look at these candles. What the hell is going to happen? I have no idea. Well, forget the high wave. I mean, I guess you can't just forget it, but like, it's up here. Yeah, it should come down to this pivot. It should test this, and then it should make a decision on what it wants to do, or it'll just trade sideways or whatever. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it probably does this, maybe makes a double top, does nothing the rest of the day. Yup, big fat nothing burger with no cheese, no pickles, no onions, no bacon, no sesame seeds on the bun, Just a big, fat, nothing burger. Why? What did I say? Your range is defined. Yep. Let's do another one. One, two. Perfect. Okay. Let's clear everything off the screen, start over. Every day we start fresh. Okay. Does this meet our criteria? Nope. Uh-uh. I pass. I don't play this. Cool. 4 hour trade. Missed it. I'll miss them every day. 10-hour trade. Cool. I don't care. I don't care. Now I'm starting to like this. Oh, damn it, bro. I knew that was going to be an amazing short trade. Because why? Now we have what we're looking for. Now we have what we're looking for. So once we get these two candles, so go back, get rid of this one. This, and then click on the candle. Okay. So what are we seeing here? Zoom out, take a nice look. See what's going on. Okay. Draw your lines. Nope. What's it going to hit first? Where's it going to stop first? You see this pivot? See this little knuckle? See this little guy? Yeah, you're good. You see this? You see these? Right here. That's your line. That's the first place it's gonna hit. Look where it hit. It's just obvious, dude. Like this little pivot, and that's where it stops. Now, where's our other line? Zoom back out. Gorgeous. That's all you need right there. You're done. Okay, draw one more. I would draw one more. Draw another one. I'd say you had it the first time. No, forget that. That doesn't matter. That's your stop. That's your stop. This is all stop protection. I mean, yeah, you could draw a line, but you know this is all stop protection. But yeah, I agree with you. It was somewhere like right in here. So dude, first and foremost, do you know how hard it is for people to just see what I'm talking about when I talk about these little pivots like that? You're picking up on them immediately. This is going to come so easily to you. It's insane. So, okay, now what do we have? Let's go back and check it out what we have for the day. Let's go see what we're dealing with. So, actually, just go back to the first candle. Let's start there. So do this, grab this, and then click on the first candle. I was gonna say that if that's the first candle, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, so hit like, dude, when you see this, you gotta be, oh my God, like, are you licking your chops? Do you understand why, like, this is amazing right off the get go? You can draw one there, but the fact that it's just so clear, like, I just don't even waste my time. I see it. This is it right here. But yeah, draw it if it helps you. But I 100% agree.
I forgot to mention, I'm working out tomorrow in the morning. 5.
Sorry, just a sec off.
5:30.
That's cool. I'll probably sleep upstairs. Are you
Yeah.
eating something that has guacamole in it?
Onions.
Oh, it
So
smells
it
good.
was, yeah.
Sorry
But
about
yeah, I
that, man.
figured I'd tell you because
Okay, but I know if it breaks higher, I'm not interested
No soup. No soup. You stay down
because
here.
I have no reference, no idea where it's going to
You
go.
stay down here.
If it breaks lower, I can see exactly where it's going to go.
Good for you.
It's not going to go here.
Good
It's
for
not
you.
going to go here. It's going to go right there. I guarantee it. 100% sure it's going to go right there. So that's why my win rate is immediately up when I look at the chart this way because I don't know what's going to happen here. It could be a 2R trade, it could be a 0.5R trade, it could be a 10R trade. I don't know. But I know for a fact if I put my stop here, it's well protected and I know price is going to come here if it goes lower. I know those two things to be true. So right away, go ahead. Not really. Just not really. I mean, maybe it like puts in one blue, like green candle, I guess, maybe, but like, no. It's this and it's this. This shit. I see how you would get hung up on that. And like, if you were to zoom out, so zoom out, say we had, say we've been, okay, I'm glad you asked. That's a really good question. So say that we were like trading like up in here in previous days, and it would never look like this. But say like we had like a peak here and like a little pivot and then like a peak here and they all lined up here. Okay. Now that's something to look at. But the fact that this is just there's just nothing here, this is strong and this is going to be something it interacts with. This is the strong level. And this is strong enough that it could bounce here and then drag me this way. So I can yeah. No, drag me so I can draw something. Drag over. So I know that price can come down here and then now we create this range, but it's gonna hit here. It's got nowhere else to go. It is 100% going to come down here. Now, whether or not it bounces and then goes back and then goes lower, we don't know that. But I know for a fact it's going to come here. So, first candle. Let's go see what it is. Depends. Let's look at the first candle and I'll show you. I would never get back in, ever. I would never get back in. If I make money and I hit my target, I'm done. Okay. When I see this candle, I am just pumped because I know that I'm going to make money today. There's 100% chance I'm making money today. I put my entry right here, and I put my stop right here, and I put my target. I don't. I front run my target to make sure I hit it. So I put it right. I put it like here, and that's like a 2R trade. 1.5, 1.6. Give me that shit all day, all day. Because this candle's so long. Because this candle's so big with so much volume, I expect a higher retest. I expect a two candle retest. Like it shouldn't just be one. I expect like one and then another one. Maybe three, maybe some consolidation then. But I don't just expect like one big ass candle. I expect like two or three maybe. And that just I guess just comes with experience. Um but that's why. So I always draw just for me. I always draw a horizontal ray right where I am cuz you see this isn't it's subtle, but this is not like it doesn't go through it. It's not as clear. Like there's this gap here where your brain can be tricked. I want my shit to be precise, so I throw a horizontal ray right where I'm seeing everything. And then I'll put my and I do the same thing with my stop. I see it right here, so I'll drop the horizontal ray right here. And I see my target, so I'll drop it right here. And then it goes across the whole screen. And then I just do my long and short and I just drag them to here and I drag the other one to here. And that's just how I do it. Because like I don't give a shit about this. I don't even want to know. I just want to know. So if you grab the short tool or yeah, over here. And I know why you do this and I know that you do this, but I'll just show you how I do it. because it makes it like, I guess, easier for me. All right, no, this is the fib. Grab the short tool. No, I guess it's not in that one. It must be in this. It's in the one above it. Sorry, this one. Yes, is it? It should be. Where the hell is that thing? Oh, it's right here. Sorry, dude. That's the long. Yeah, there's the short. Okay, so yeah, I'd throw it like here. That's where I put my entry, and then it's just better because you can just drag these things around and it automatically calculates everything for you. I wouldn't put my target down there. I never put my target where I think it's going to bounce. I always put it above there because that just doing this increases my win rate by like, I don't even know, a factor of 10 because I don't need it to do all this. I just need it to come down here. I know it's going to hit here. So if I catch it on the way, then I know I'm going to get hit. Does that make sense? Okay. hmm I don't like to have that shit in my head. I look at it as space. Is there more? Like, this is obviously way bigger. Oh shit, draw tool. This is obviously way bigger than this. And dude, I'm not looking for 3 hard trades. If I can get 1.6, it's good enough for me, dude, because I'm gonna get it quick and it's high probability. And again, if this trade goes against me, so I'd probably have my stop like, I don't know, somewhere up here a little bit. But I don't know, that's pretty goddamn good volume. But I'd still have it like somewhere up here. And if the trade goes against me, I'm gonna have some chance, probably, to not lose a full R. Because if it's doing shit I don't like here, it might go on to work, but I don't care. I'm trying to lose small. With a trade of this caliber, this is a goddamn good setup. I'd probably hold it, to be honest with you. This is a goddamn good setup. So, if I get triggered on the next candle, which we're not going to, we already know that. But let's see let's see. Yep. So right now I'm kind of thinking, okay, I immediately have to raise my target now because I don't expect it to make a new low of day after this. Oh shit, why am I talking? Go ahead. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. So what do you think? I do not disagree with you. I don't disagree with you that the range has been defined. But does that mean that there's still, because the risk reward is still so good? Because now you can almost be positive this shit ain't gonna get taken out. It might come up here, but if it comes all the way back up here, bro, it's not gonna. What do you think it's gonna do? This? I mean, it's Apple, so so maybe, but 99 times out of 100, this thing isn't doing this. Come on, it's probably gonna come up. I would probably, yeah, I'd probably keep it just how it is. I might lower this down to like here, my entry, a little bit. Just so that, because you're right, it is a big move. So now I really wanted to retest this level. I'm not as concerned about it getting up here because now we have the EMAs coming down on it. So I'm more comfortable getting in, you know, at this level because it's so clearly failed. So now I'm expecting, okay, we can do this, and then it's going to be easy because if it comes up here and triggers us in, it should make an S curve, and then if it's gonna not work, we'll have a chance to get out break even. We were already profitable. I mean, and even we could just put it above this pivot. It doesn't even need to break even. We can lose small, less than half an R, and still give it a chance to work, retest this pivot one more time, and then roll over, right? Or the trade comes up here and immediately just like makes an S curve and just goes lower, and it trades back down to a new low of day, which would be ideal. But even right there, I mean, dude, that's a high probability trade. It probably even maybe even comes down into 154 if it does do that. So let's see what happens. I'd probably lower that to even just right here. Okay, mm, Yeah, I still believe in the thesis. What do you think? Yeah, I do. Let me hear it. You're right. I didn't want to hear that. I'm glad you told me so that I can tell you that's a good way to lose $25,000 in a month. You know how I know? I did it. Don't do that. Counter trend. You'll win sometimes. It'll be fun. You'll lose most of the time. You don't even have RSI on, bro. You want to try catching knives without RSI on? Come on, son. You don't do that. It's not going to work. If you're going to do it, that's not a terrible setup, but I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it. It's counter trend. Just play the trend. Play the trend. It's easier. You don't have to worry about it. It should work. This could work. This should work. See the difference? Okay. So I would probably lower my entry a little bit more. I like this candle. I would lower my entry to here. Do you see why? Because the farther away we get from this, I still want in because it still looks weak. But the farther away we get from it, the less precise the retest of this level is going to be. It's not gonna come up and poke into it. Now we'll be lucky to catch it. So like if it retested here, it's gonna poke up into it. If it retests here, it's gonna maybe clip it. If it retests from all the way down here, we got to give it a little bit more slack. But we can also lower our stop because now this pivot really should hold. No, too much. Way too much. Use this volume. So like up here. Now you can kind of rely like on these EMAs more. So like before we had it kind of up here. Now we can just really just kind of keep it there. And it's not much, but dude, this shit adds up. That's like point 0.3, point 0.2 R right there. That sweetens the pot quite a bit. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, yeah, probably out. I'm probably taking the order off. What are you doing? Tell me what you see. What are you thinking? Show me the risk reward. Put the trade on. Set it up. Hoff, I love you, but that trade sucks, bro. You don't take this. You can't even put it that stop there. It's not protected. It's not protected well. It has to be here. It has to be above this shit, at least. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be up there, but like, even if it's here, bro, it's just not a. It's not high probability. It's not the juice is not worth the squeeze. In fact, I think I'm literally wearing a shirt that says "Is the juice worth the squeeze?" Which may be why that came to my mind so quickly. But yeah, bro, do you see how much sweeter the trade? Do you see how much safer and better the trade was up here versus trying to squeak the last little ounce of milk out of this thing? Get in on the first move, bro. Don't chase this late day bullshit. Get in, or concede that you missed it. And in my opinion, you missed it. We missed it on this trade. See it. And dude, the beauty is, what do we have? It's like fucking 9:30. Oh, no, not 9:30. It can't be. Well, maybe for you, what is it? 10:05. I'm already done for the day. Let's go. I mean, we'd have several charts up. We would have taken one trade today for sure. But usually I only get like one, four max good setups a day. And I only take one, sometimes two, but usually just one. Guarantee you this thing trades into here. Maybe retest. Yep, there was the retest. There it goes. Let's see, zoom out a little bit. This is another thing I love to do. This is I think how you get good at support and resistance. While it's doing shit, you say, okay, well, where's it going to go next? And then you start to see these gaps. You start to understand these gaps more because you're like, okay, it's pivoting here. Where's it going to go next? And then boom, it's going to go there. Does that make sense? That's a great way to practice. It's a great way to view the charts. No matter what the hell strategy you're using, you can just watch the candles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I don't at all. I think it could work. I think it could work for an R. I think it could work for zoom out. Farthest that thing comes is right here. That's as far as it goes. Maybe here. So this is the absolute lowest that thing goes today, right here. So draw your thing down to there. Just drag your little thing down to there, or just draw a new line, whatever. Okay. All right. What does that say? 1.7? 1.8? Okay, 1.8. Look at all this shit. Okay, it would actually be more because I said down here, so it'd probably be like 2 something. Yeah, about there. 2.3. That looks good. Yeah, it could get there, bro. Definitely. It could get there, but it's not that high probability, in my opinion. But that's not a bad trade. Truly, it's not a bad trade. Just for me, this is better, and I would have liked to already been in. So for me, why would I chase? That's just my trading psychology. Like I could very well be missing out on money that's down here, but for me it didn't work. Like when I tried to do this intraday shit, and keep in mind, um, I think Apple's near. I don't know. I don't want to go back to the daily, but I thought we were probably. No, we were kind of in. This wasn't all time highs, was it? Don't go to the daily; it'll fuck it up. Yeah, that's okay. No, you're good. Okay, so I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All right, let's see what would happen. Mhm. Yeah, well, yeah, uh-huh. But there would need to be, do you see, just as simple as possible. Do you see this square versus this square? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stop protection, nothing until my target. It's just so much easier. It's just it's so off. Like this could come down here, it could come down here, but we knew for 100% sure it would come here. There was no doubt in my mind. I'd rather have the 100% sure. That's all. And I get missed on a lot of trades because of that. But my R is big, so if I win 1.6 R 3 times a week and lose zero point 0.5 R cumulative from managing my trades, it's a pretty good week. It's a pretty good month. It's a pretty good year. So for me, it's quality over quantity. And this is literally out of necessity because I used to be quantity over quality. Ate my fucking account to shit. Just destroyed it. This was bred out of necessity. I cannot lose money anymore. Cannot. Need to start making it. And I hate losing. So I like to be right more often than not. But for shits and giggies, let's see what happens. Because this trade could still go on for more. I think it might do something like this. Trade up. Okay, yeah, it's probably going to go lower. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Bad day to be a bull. Yeah, it should be done now. Should do some of this shit. Yeah, that would have been a good trade. But look, our thesis was, I mean, we drew the zones and Price interacted with every single line we drew. So if you, it's as long as you're educated and seeing the zones and you want to say, okay, I can probably maybe get an R and I have a chance at getting like two, and for me that's worth it. Cool, dude, do your thing. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't follow it to the T because I don't even remember what it is when I wrote it, but it's pretty much. I have three different strategies that I use. I use them opportunistically, but this is the one I use the most because it's the easiest. It shows up the most often. Well, it's basically a tie, this and the hammers. Um, like today, we had like five hammers today. It was a crazy day for hammers, like on opening candle hammers with volume. It was a crazy day for them. Now you won't because it's this. You struggle to know where to put the target if you get in on a hammer that's like just some random ass hammer. Like it needs to be, it needs to, it needs to claim a zone. Because when the hammer claims a zone, then it's okay, where's the next zone? It's not like, okay, yeah, like we got a hammer, but it's like kind of like in the middle of fucking nowhere, so like it could go anywhere. It needs to be it needs to make a statement at the zone with volume and then find the next zone. If the next zone's too close, don't play it. If the next zone's like this, far enough away, play it. And the thing about hammers like that, they should be quick. You should be able to get to 1.2 Rs in like 15 minutes every time. And if you're not there, if it doesn't work in like two or three or four candles, think about getting out. And you'll usually get a signal to get out. It's usually pretty obvious because it'll usually work. You'll usually become profitable pretty much immediately. If you don't become profitable pretty much immediately, it's probably not going to work because your entry should be kind of the low because that was the retest. So at that point, like if I become non-profitable on a hammer and I got in where I wanted to, then it's going to go bearish. I'm looking to get out on a pullback for close to break even to lose as small as possible. I'm not looking to make money anymore. And conversely, if I get a great hammer and it goes profitable immediately, now I'm like, okay, well, I got in on this retest, so it really shouldn't go a lot lower. It might consolidate and kind of do some of this and then make a pop. That's cool. But those are the ones I'll lose a full R on with hammers. The ones that consolidate and then go one direction or the other. But usually hammers should work pretty quick. The way that I set them up. No, 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 no. It's that retest, remember? So if the hammer, yeah. So I will always get in on the retest of this level with a stop below it. I'll get in somewhere like in the middle of the range. And then I'll get triggered in, and then usually it's another wick or it's like two inside candles. But usually it's like I get it triggered in on another wick. Sometimes it goes immediately. Sometimes I get a red candle down here and then it goes. But I'm at like an R almost immediately. I mean, they're just amazing. And hammers, I'm usually pretty quick about. I don't hold them all day. I get in on that first move, and then I try to get out before it pulls back. Because for me, when I get the hammer, it's putting in the range basically of the day in like 15 minutes, and it's going to take the rest of like the day just to get up there. And yeah, maybe it breaks above later in the day, but like if I can make 1.3, 1.4 in 15 minutes, then why the hell would I sit there for 2 hours to get back to the same place I was just at for the chance that it maybe goes higher? Just taking the money and I'm going to do something else. And when I say something else, I mean sit at the computer and do the same thing, but with no money in the I'm still looking at the stocks. That's not true. I mean, usually by like noon, I'm going and doing something else. But yeah, it just it just works for me. It's quick. I win a lot. I have a choice in how I spend my day. I'm not glued to sitting here watching this trade creep around all day. You know what I mean? I don't like to do that. It's boring and stressful. But yeah, I'll send you my back trading log. I have three strategies in there. One is basically like a hammer, inverse hammer. It's the same thing, just flip it upside down. The sentiment's exactly the same. Oh, chips. And then the other one is this continuation thing, boop. And then the other one's a samurai. So the samurai strategy, you would need to have RSI, and basically, so it's imagine that. Oh, that's kind of a cool one. How does yours look like that? Which one is that? Yeah, come up here. No, click on the actual thing. Where is it? Oh, it's not in your favorites. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Yours is prettier than mine. Mine's like blue. I like it. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, nice. Cool. Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, see, I like mine at 30. I don't know. I guess I'm visual. I think it's more responsive at 30. So if you're trying the samurai, try it at 30. But because that's what I tested it on. 30 and 70, I tested it on. But I mean, it could be even more stringent having it. What the hell is this thing? Is that your VWAP? Okay. Oh, okay. So the samurai, zoom out a little bit. Okay, this is the samurai. Too far. Can you turn that VWAP up for a sec, just so we have less shit on the screen? Okay, that's cool. So just this. So you see this little pocket? See that? That's pretty, isn't it? Because now, okay, now zoom in on just this day. You're cool. Okay, yeah, that's cool. You can do that. Okay, zoom out just a bit. There we go. Now drag us over so we can see the current day. Okay, so we see. So take your back trade, take that, and put us like here somewhere. Oh no, no, no. Okay, yeah, don't do that. Take us and put us like here somewhere. No, 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 no. Sorry, right? Like here. See that where I'm drawing? Yeah. Okay. So this thing is a falling dagger, right? But what do we have? We know that these zones do something. Particularly when we have these tight zones like this, the samurai only works with tight zones like this. Only. Why? Because they give us good RR. Because this zone is defined. So if I put my entry at the top and I put my stop below all this shit, when this thing hits this, the analogy I like to give is think of having two steel plates and then between them there is gel. When it hits this thing, it can flex it, but it should pop off. The heavier it is, the more shit that's on it, the more it can kind of compress it. But if you think about dropping a bouncy ball versus like unloading a wheelbarrow, like for me, this is like a dart because it's not grinding, it's like free fall, right? So this is more of like throwing a bouncy ball. It's not like like a wheelbarrow dumping concrete all goddamn day. It's just grinding into it. This is like a little bouncy ball. So when it hits this whole day of consolidation, it should go boing. That's what it should do. And because this range is so tight and well defined, it gives me good RR. So if I draw two horizontal lines, the top and the bottom of this, Nice. Good enough. Okay. Now come over here. Get your little long tool. Okay. Now pop your long tool on here. Yep. And then drag your stop to like here. Not too tight. You want to give it a little bit of room. Somewhere in here. That's even probably a little too much. This is why I draw the horizontal rays, so I don't have to like look. I mean, I guess you can do it with this little crosshair thing when you drag it. You can just look over here, but I just like to do it with rays. But I like, yeah. See, you can do the same thing with that little thing. You can see it's over here. Okay. No, that's too far away. Right here. Yeah, that looks good. And then I try to take it. So this is probably too big. I'd probably try to take it into here, ish, like that. My target. Yep, that's it. And I might squeak this up just a little bit, just because that's only 1.14. So yeah, something like that. That works. Okay. Because now I should be able to get at least an R. Okay. And it's going to be quick. I'm talking a few candles. So, and RSI needs to be below 30. It needs to be. So, okay, let's see what happens. I think I already know what happens, but let's see. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Nope. Cool. Yeah, it seems kind of probably pretty similar. Okay. So, with the samurai shot, I'm out. I'm probably out right now because we got triggered in lower than I wanted to be. So had we got triggered in perfectly, and the bottom of this wick was up here, we would already been pretty much at our target. So I'd probably be out. I would just take it all right here, point 0.5, whatever. It's basically a scalp because now I have this EMA coming down. It's a scalp, but it's not like a dumb scalp. It's like, oh, this actually makes sense. Let's get a little quick little bounce because oftentimes these things just rocket, and I almost always mark it out on these, almost always. And I'll set a target up, but like it doesn't usually get hit unless something cool and powerful happens. So I'll just like play it kind of by ear and just mark it out. But like, yeah, I mean this. I don't know. It should come up here, but I don't like these candles. I'd probably be out. It might come down like this. Maybe you could trail your stop to like here and stay in, however you want to play it. But yeah, I mean it's kind of up to you, and it just comes from experience. But for me, if I got triggered in at a half an hour loss already, and I can get back up to like point 0.6 ish, I'm taking it. I'm winning for sure. Yeah, it definitely does. And you're right. And with as you play around with the strategy, that could be something that you kind of notice. Like, okay, since there's a pivot here, and it's this far away, it might not stop because this is a rest, so it might come all the way down into this. So maybe you set your entry up like this and your stop like this, and that's just you just play around with it like that, and you'll get the feel for like because it rests here. Okay, I'm gonna lower my entry a little bit, but if it didn't rest, if it just came straight ahead, then that would be a good spot because now we're probably getting in on a wick and then immediately going higher. Does that make sense? Yep. So that's the samurai. I don't play it very often, and I usually almost always play it to the short side, and it's almost. Oh yeah, this thing's that's nice. Bingo. Let's see if it turns around right there. Let's go, dude. Let's go. And why? Boop, 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 pivot. Yeah, dude. So, I almost always play this to the short side after some like megalithic, like 4 candle, like huge bull candle run, and then I get like a pipsqueak little candle like this with a wick and then like a volume bar that's like this big. And I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna go lower now, and it's coming into resistance. Like I'll play it like a quick little scalp for like an R, and that's it. Like I don't get greedy with it, but it's so much easier and more powerful to the short side. But it's the same deal. RSI needs to be oversold right there. Um, well, the smaller the move you're looking for, the more you zoom in. Does that make sense? Like when we're up here, yeah, it's okay to just play these like big chunks. But when I'm looking for like a scalpy little, I want to get like as tight as possible. Like this pivot makes more sense than this one because this is like a full blown ass retest because there's more shit here. This is just like it should interact with this, and I want to already be out when it gets here. If it goes up to here, cool, but I want to be out here because I'm pretty sure it should hit there. Yeah, bro. But that's it, man. That's the way I trade, pretty much, just with like more practice. But yeah, dude, you picked it up pretty much immediately. So play around with this for a few days. You'll be golden. Send me some screenshots of setups you're taking and shit like that. We'll iron out the details. And yeah, dude, this is good. This will be easy. Yeah, bro. I'll send you screenshots every single day. There's always something for me. Okay. I'll probably end up sending you. Okay. No, I wouldn't do that either. No, 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 no. Get used to it. Take a month, at least a month. A few weeks, month, and then probably 3 weeks, and then start putting like $10 R's or what? I mean, whatever, $100 R, whatever the hell's good for you, $50 R, and just like getting skin in the game, getting used to like how the candle should trigger you in, what it feels like, what it looks like, before you just put a whole R on it. And dude, I'll be honest with you, I don't think this works well with options. Honestly, I just don't think it does because the option chart moves different. I wouldn't do it with options. I mean, maybe it works. I'm not going to take the time to do it because I don't need to. But um, yeah, I don't know because I'm in and out of these things pretty quick. So I don't mess with options on them. I just because shares are easier. I'm in, I'm out. I know what's going to happen. It's predictable. I automatically calculate. Do you ever, if you do use shares, have you used this tool to like legit calculate your R and your position size? Bro, it's the shit. It's the shit. Double click this thing. Inputs, account size. Whatever the hell your account size is for your day trades. I mean, just you don't have to type it right now, but whatever it is, and then risk, yeah, and then risk is whatever you want your R to be. So like a standard R is like 1%, which would be $200, and then no, that's 200%. You have to bet too much. You have to bet twice your account on every single trade. Okay, risk 1%. Okay, then click OK. Okay, and then yeah, so with that trade, with this exact trade, how you have it set up, 312 shares at 154.04. Stop 153.40. I don't even look at these goddamn numbers until I'm plugging my order in. I just look at what the chart looks like. No, that's not the total cost. The total cost is 312 times 154.04. If you win, your new account value is 22.59. So just block this out, and if you hit your target, it's $259 based on your R because it's 1.3 R's. Make sense? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If that's 154 times 312? That's the amount of buying power you need. And if you have a $20,000 account, you have $80,000 worth of buying power for day trading. It's 4-to-1 leverage. So yeah, yeah, you can. I've never done it that way. I've only ever used percentage, but yeah, it should be the same. Just keep an eye on it though. Make sure it stays the same. Don't just trust it. Trust it after you use it a shitload, but at first, make sure it's working. Yep, cool. And then real quick, actually, go in here just so that we can, just so, because I don't want it to pull any tricks on you. Double click it again, come down to template, and then save as, and just call it like default or something like that. Default R or something like that. No, that's 0.01. Great. And then, yeah, save it, default, whatever the hell you want to call it. Just that way, because now um, you have it. So when you click OK, and then you come up here and you hit click save, it should always be like that. Now that's your default template. It should always be there from now on, just like that. So I would put that thing on your favorites bar and just start getting familiar with it because that thing is amazing. Long and short, they're so goddamn good, dude. Where you click is your entry, and then you just drag your other shit around. I never usually drag it like that to get it on my entry. I only ever like if I fuck my entry up and drag it, I'll like get rid of it and then drop a new one down precisely on where I like have my line, and then I'll drag these to where they need to be. That's why I draw three lines. I draw like where I want my stop, I draw where my target should be, and then I drag these to the lines, and then I just leave them there. That's how I do it. Yes, I plop the entry down exactly where I want it, and then I'll drag this shit. That's how I do it. Yes, automatically, which is the best thing in the world. So good. You grab this and pull it over. That little, yeah, 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 dude. Get familiar with this. It's so cool. Yeah, if you want. I mean, I've lived off a $30,000 account with like $4,000 in monthly expenses. So and grown my account, so you could do it. Yeah, dude. Don't do shit until you know for a fact you can make 10 R a month, 5 R a month. Because if you can make 5 R a month every month, use $1,000 R. You know you can make a five. You know you can make 5 R every month. Use $1,000 as $5,000. It's that simple. Use a big R, but know you can get there. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, a couple weeks, dude. You got it. Easy. Get that 2,000 number the hell out of your head and start using an R, not dollars, R's. Because if you use it as an R, then money no longer becomes a thing. You can have as much money as you want because if you know you can make 10 R a month, $5,000 R, bro, it's $50,000 a month. Don't think about it as $50,000 or you won't make it. Think about it as 10 R. Trust me, it's 10 R or 5 R, whatever the hell it is. Cool, nice, bro. Okay, well, um, I record all these, so I post it to a private YouTube. I can make it public if you want, and I'll just send the link to you so that you have it. It's easier to share that way. Cool. Dude, I am flattered by that, bro. That's the coolest shit I've ever heard. Thank you so much. I don't really have a strategy for that. It's just Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit, dude. It's the same thing. So go to a daily chart real quick, and I'll just tell this is how simple it is. It takes no thought at all. It's the easiest thing in the world. Okay, go to AMD. I mean, we could do Apple, we could do any chart, but I just want to show you the like, yeah, just fuck it, stay here, and do Apple. Sorry, we're already here now. Okay, so take this thing out of here, clear all these lines, unless you need them. Okay, grab your back trade thing, come to here. Okay, zoom out a little bit. AMD, one of the strongest companies in the world right now. Look at this fucking thing. Look at it. One, two, three, four, five. Easiest wave count in the history of stocks. Super strong company coming down into support. Buy it here, sell covered calls where you get premium, roll it every month, get called away for a 30% gain, rinse, repeat. It's that simple. It's easy. Buy good companies at support. One's like, dude, $1,100 for 100 shares of AMD. It was $700 down here, dude. Come on, or 7,000. Sorry, 7,000. Is that right? 70 times 100. 7,000. Yep. You buy protection because you're getting it so low. Remember, this is the zone shit we just talked about. It's the same thing, dude. So if you buy it low down here and it breaks here, buy a put on a retest or get out of your shares. Get out of your shares and buy a put. Your covered call is going to expire worthless if it comes down here. Leave that shit open. And um, yeah, now it's invalidated. Now when it breaks, it's the same. This is beautiful, dude. If it breaks this, it's easy money because we know it's coming to 58.20. Get out of your shares right here, buy a put, ride it down, enjoy the ride, and then buy your shares again right here. Yeah, rinse and repeat. Sell one here. Yeah, dude, it's simple. It's easy. It takes forever. That's why I don't do it. Because if I had a big ass account and I didn't need every dime of my buying power to do my shit, I would. This dude, is how easy it is to make money with a large account is like it just blows my head open. Like, you mean to tell me I can get 24% return on my money with like zero risk? And if it goes against me, I actually make more? The hell? It's so goddamn simple, dude. Yeah, so that's it. It's nothing complicated. It's just this shit, but on a bigger scale. Not really. Oh, I see. Yeah, you can do that. Like if it has a big red day, you can do that. Sure. If you want it down here, or you could sell a put. So go into here. See this big ass red day right here? It's a beautiful day to sell a put right here. This is a beautiful day to sell a put right here. Either one of these days would have paid you nicely to get AMD where you want it. Because even if it trades down to here, bro, it's AMD. It's gonna bounce. So if you get to put the shares, it's your choice. Do I hold it to the top of this range and make a shitload of money, and sell a covered call up here as soon as I get put the shares? Or do I say, okay, I won, I got put the shares, I'll take this small loss, I'll collect the premium from the put sale, and take this small win from the shares and just get the hell out now? Or I just got put shares exactly where I wanted to. I'll hold them up here. I'll sell calls, rinse and repeat. Once I get up here, I'll sell my shares. I'll get called away. I'll sell a put on this day, and I rinse and repeat. Dude, it's the easiest thing in the world. It's so simple. Yeah, it's easy. Super easy, especially with AMD, dude. $100 stock with shit a premium, like hella premium. Come on, why is trading so easy? Simple, dude. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's you just got to be patient, which I'm not, which is why I don't really do it. And I don't have a big account. If I had like a $500,000 account, like off to the side of money that's like, okay, I don't care about you. I just you're just gonna be making money on autopilot. I'd give 200K to wage to do a trader post thing, and then I'd use the other 300K to just sell these. It's the simplest, dude. Like I get like pissed even talking about it because the more money you have, the easier it is to make money. It's just insane. Like it's so stupid. But get good at it. Like I'm good at it now because I don't have the money, but like I know how it works. So like as my account grows, everything's cool, bro. Life is good. It's easy. It's easy. Cool, man. Yeah, dude. And hey, man, we can meet again. Every couple weeks or whatever. You know, you feel like you're at a wall and you're like, damn, I'm just not getting it. Like it's not quite clicking. I feel like I'm close. Let's do it, dude. Let's get back together. This is fun. I love this shit. You're a good dude. Let's do it. For sure, bro. Hey, man, use it. Let me see your results. I'm pumped. Okay. Yeah, bro. I set these things up all day. Like I set them up, and I'm like, okay, this one's like an 8, and then like I'll just go and I'll take like one for real, and then I'll come back and look at them the rest of the day and say, oh, okay, I see how I would have played this. Just shit like that. You know? Cool, dude. For sure, bro. That'd be sweet, man. Thanks a lot. All right, bro. Peace. You're gonna have to end it because you got your screen share on. You're good. Yes. All right, bro. Peace, man. Nice to meet you, dude. This is awesome. See ya. For sure. Please, for the love of Christ, tell me that recorded. Yeah.